How's it going, everyone? This video will give you a ton of basic goalie tips and tricks to help get you ready for NHL 18. Be sure to subscribe and click the notifications button to get alerts for when more goalie tip videos are released. With that out of the way, let's get right to the goalie tips. First, let's talk about the control settings. The two control schemes we have are alternate and default. Alternate is similar to the controls on old gen, where butterfly is L2 or left trigger, precision movement is R1 or right bumper, and holding the post is done with R2 or right trigger. In the default settings, butterfly is R2 or right trigger, precision movement is L2 or left trigger, and holding the post is done with L1 or left bumper. There is no advantage between the control schemes. Find out which control scheme you are most comfortable with for these buttons, and that will be the one that is best for you. I use alternate, but it's going to be different for every goalie. Next is the precision movement default setting. Nearly all of our goalie movements should be with precision movement, as the movements are much more controlled and it is uncommon to need a T-push. I would suggest that you keep this set to on. However, there are some goalies in the community who do prefer to have this off. If you are one of those goalies, that means you're going to have to hold down the precision modifier the entire time, and you'll let go in those few situations if you feel like you need a T-push. Last is the auto cover setting. If you have this set to on, your goalie will try and cover up any loose pucks that are right in front of them. But the cover-ups definitely have a reputation for missing a lot of loose pucks. If you have this set to off, you will be responsible for covering up the puck with the Y or triangle button. You're going to have more control, but this is going to lead to more rebound opportunities for the other team if you have a slow reaction. I usually have mine set to on, as I believe it helps me more than it hurts me, but there is no significant advantage. I suggest you try them both out and just see which one helps you out more. Next, let's talk about the possible camera angles. I like to think that there are 3 categories of camera angles, each with their own pros and cons. In top-down style cameras such as overhead, zone, or classic, you can see the entire ice, which is very helpful for reading one-timers and recognizing set plays, but some goalies may have trouble seeing if their goalie is in position because everything is small with the camera being further away. In top-down style cameras, the camera does not move at all, or if it does, very little, which is a plus for some goalies if they prefer a still camera. Up-close style cameras such as low, high, as well as dynamic, medium, low, or high are the most immersive, as it keeps you right in the action. The pros and cons are the exact opposite as before. Since you can't see the entire ice, there's going to be moments where some skaters will be outside of your view, which can make reading some plays a bit difficult to read, such as plays behind your net. For some goalies, this can be a problem because they want to see everything, but if you can sense where they are based off of the situation, then this won't be that big of a deal. The main advantage for these camera angles is that it's very easy to tell when you have your angles covered, since everything is so close you'll know when you're in position. Hybrid style cameras such as fixed, action, or ice are a middle ground of the two styles. You can see almost the entire ice, which is helpful for reading plays, and the camera is close enough to make angles easy to read. I have an asterisk next to ice because you can actually see almost the entire ice from this view, similar to a top-down style camera, but the camera does move side to side, which goes against what a traditional top-down style camera does, so that's why I have it listed under hybrid. Now let's go over some basic positioning. In general, you don't need to be that aggressive in the crease compared to a real NHL goalie. The farthest you'll need to play is usually no further than the middle of the crease, with an exception here and there. Remember that this is a video game and it's our job to adjust to how we can make as many saves as possible. When the puck is in the slot, stand in the middle of the crease. You'll have your angles covered, and you'll also have time to move to the left or to the right if they try a one-timer towards either of your posts. Now, if the puck carrier is winding up or he's loading a wrister, you know he's trying to snipe top corner, then you can move up towards the top of the crease to help cut down the angle. If the puck is at the wide points, play slightly towards the middle of the crease and make sure your feet are just ahead of the post. This will help make sure you have your angles covered for a shot or a deflection attempt, and this is going to help, increase your chances of a rebound getting kicked towards the corner. When the puck's at the half boards, you need to remember that this is a low percentage shot. You don't need to be over aggressive. It's a common mistake a lot of goalies make. Line up your pads with the post, and this is going to help shorten the distance to move to the left or to the right if they try cross crease. Wide angle shots, this is where you need to make sure you have short side covered, as goalies in this game usually have a hard time making saves from this angle. You can use the stand-up post hug, or you can move yourself just ahead of the post and you should have the angle covered. Pucks in the corner are very situational. You can hug the post, but if there's an obvious pass in front of the net, get off the post and get ready to make that save. The key thing to remember is they can't score from the corner, so you don't have to hold the post if you see a scoring threat right in front of your net. If the puck is behind your net, drop to butterfly and stay still until the skater commits to one side, then you can move towards that post. Since you were already in butterfly, when you hold the post, your goalie will go into the reverse VH position. Most skaters will try and go for the backhands wrap. Keep that in mind because the animation is much faster than the forehand. Next up is the movement controls. Tracking the puck carrier is a very basic yet very important skill to avoid giving up weak goals. The further away a skater is, he'll need to take about 3 to 4 strides before you even have to move a little bit to cover the angle. Remember to keep your movements controlled with a small push of the left stick. This will help your goalie stay controlled and save cross-grain shots if they try to shoot across your body. Full pushes of the left stick are better used for when the other team does longer passes in your zone. When playing goalie, stand up as much as possible to keep your movements under control. Save those big aggressive moves for when you need them. Drop to butterfly when the puck gets in close or to protect your 5-hole from a deflection. While in butterfly, it's much harder to stay controlled moving left or right, meaning that you will get beat against teams that know how to move the puck. The right stick is a type of desperation save that should only be used if you are way out of position. The right stick is a very aggressive move that can help you make some really flashy saves, but if you use it at the wrong time or use it way too much, you're going to slide out of position and you'll end up allowing more goals than you're preventing. Some other desperation moves I want to talk about are the flying poke check, which is up in X or up in square, and the spread V, down in X, down in square. These can be useful to catch skaters off guard in breakaways. You're not exactly sure what side they're going to go to, you can use these moves. The dive left or the dive right, that is left and right, square or X, should only be used if you are way out of position. It's basically an all or nothing move. If you pull it off, it looks fantastic. If not, it's probably going to be a goal. And the last one is stacking the pads, that is left and right with circle or square depending on your controller. It's a fun desperation move to mess around with if you're trying to make a cool YouTube clip. And a situation which you can use this just for fun is a rebound attempt. You kick it to the far side, you use these controls to slide over. And a helpful tip is that if you actually turn off precision movement, you press the modifier, you'll actually slide and cover more distance. It'll make the clip look that much better. A few more helpful tricks for you guys. In a breakaway, the best way to read which way the skater is going is to see which of your posts he cuts to when he reaches the hash marks. If he has any speed, he's not going to have much time to make a second cut, so if you see him cut towards that left post, you can just move left with the left stick. If he cuts towards the right post, with the left stick, just move to the right. When the puck is behind your net, if you switch posts by accident, quickly use the left stick or the right stick to cancel that post switch and go back to your original post. It's very helpful for players that like to dance behind the net. Just remember, stay patient and wait until he commits. There were a ton of goalie tips in this video. If you find these helpful, please click the like button. I would really appreciate it. Any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. Go ahead and share this video with a fellow goalie who needs help. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications button for alerts on more goalie tips. One last announcement, check out a subreddit just for EA goalies like us. It's called EASHL Goalies. There's a ton of goalie content for the community. I know you guys will love it. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.